Religiously, understand the 7 principles of hell. You'll understand the 7 demons within you. You'll understand that whole concept. It's a whole metaphysical concept. We ain't go over that, but anyway, so from a spiritual standpoint now.
Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble, evening. Continue to have a blessed and humble night. It's your shorty, Racheal. Man, I want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast show. Today, we going to be reviewing and reacting to some, listen, I don't know why some people do the dumbest shit, right? But I feel as though, why do people try these judges, right? From whether it's somebody working at an establishment or in the government, right? Or somebody like me and you, all right? I came across some videos, right? Because people were sending me videos about judges, their reactions, right? I'm trying to find one that I was seeing the other day, but I can't find it in my history, all right? But because I watched that video, a few came on my stream, right? And it's crazy to y'all. Some of these videos might be a little funny, but listen, y'all stop trying these judges, all right? Before we dive into these videos, right? I need y'all to sit with this. What does accountability look like when the system itself is broken? All right. Today's courtroom drama isn't just about a thug dealer, it's about cycles, survival, and the emotional warfare, that plays out in front of a judge. We're about to witness a man facing 20 years, a mother dragged into the courtroom, and a judge who's not here for the games. But beneath the drama lies a deeper question. Who's really on trial? The son, the system, or the story we've been sold about justice? All right. So we're gonna take a look at these little clips that I got right here. All right. And before we dive into it, let me check the chat. Ain't nobody in this drawing yet. No. Let me give a big shout out to the Word, Gary Bust It Down. All right. Realist. We got shout out to Mouthpiece, Cutthroat Entertainment. It's a few out there, man. But let's get this live started, all right? Um, damn, I'm jumping way ahead. And before we get the live started, man, I want to welcome y'all to Philly. I don't know where y'all from, right? Where y'all watching from, but a shorty is from North Philadelphia, HP. Let me give this a little time, all right, because I'm trying to see if my normal subscribers come in. If not, listen, man, we're going to get this podcast started. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dive in. A shorty's going to ask questions, all right, mind-provoking questions. These lives, all right, are meant to bring awareness, all right, are meant for us to find ways on how to improve our daily lives, right? How to prevent things, how to prevent these type of incidents from happening in the future, all right? And let me give y'all, a warning, all right? For those of y'all that do come in, all right? If my opinion or anybody's opinion within the chat, all right, or anybody that comes up on panel bothers you, offends you, this is not the channel for you. If you're into the drama, all right, if you're into beef, this is not the channel for you, all right? Whew. If you're going to chat with a shorty, make sure you keep it respectful, all right? I don't mind the jokes. I don't mind, the joking around, the goofing around. I don't mind none of that. We all need some humor, all right, in our lives, but keep everything respectful. If you cannot keep nothing respectful, you will be banned, all right? So while we wait for some people to come in, if they don't, listen, we're going to give it, how long is this little song right here? We're going to give it 4 more minutes, and then we're going to get this live started. Blessings, cutting edge. I'm chilling. How you doing? I'm doing good here, man. Doing what I gotta do. Falling back, chilling, man. It's my birthday month. So, shit, a shorty's just falling back. I ain't got nothing else to do. I can't go back to work because of my, because of my back. So, I'm out here. We hustling. We're making T-shirts, merchandise, and stuff like that. I'm working on my second and third book already. So, man, we just falling back, yo. For real, for real. But hope all is well with you and yours too. For real, for real. Blessings, blessings your way, man. Thank you for coming through and showing a shorty some support, man. Big shout out to Cutting Edge, y'all. But like I was saying, right, before we dive in, I need y'all to sit with this. What does accountability look like when the system itself is broken, right? But the system isn't broken. You see where I'm coming from, and I hope that doesn't go over a lot of people's heads, right? The system is not broken. It's the people within the system that makes the system look broken, all right, because they're corrupt and much more, all right? Today's courtroom isn't just about a drug dealer, right? It's about cycles, survivals, and the emotional warfare that plays out in front of a judge. We're about to witness a man facing 20 years, a mother dragged into the courtroom, and a judge who's not here for the games. But beneath the drama lies a deeper question. Who's really on trial? Is it the son, the system, or the story we've been sold about justice? All right. So before we get this video started, right, I want to keep y'all one. I want to ask one. I want to ask y'all one question, right? What does it say about our society when a mother has to beg for mercy on the behalf of a grown son who ignored every lifeline she threw at him? I feel as though that, as parents, right, as mothers, right, or fathers out there, right, for those of you that are fathers, we must shift from reactive parenting, right, to community-based accountability. Support systems, right, should empower mothers before a crisis hits, not just when the courtroom lights come on. All right? So I want y'all to take a look at this, all right? Blessings, blessings. We got Miss April Showers in the building. Big shout out to Miss April Showers. Make sure y'all go check her out. Great conversations, all right? Great topics. And listen, she's someone out here that advocates for the children, man. Listen, check her out. You won't be disappointed. And she do be bringing up some very interesting topics, yo, all right? Which y'all, listen, what people need to do sometimes, right, is listen. Because what people do is hear, all right? And there's a big difference. If y'all would listen to what Miss April Showers says, y'all would get a different perspective of things. Not just the way you're seeing it, but another person's point of view. All right? So make sure y'all go check out Miss April Showers. And on that note, guys, check this out.
Your mom to come down and cry and do this for you. Your mom should be enjoying the best day.
Whoa, what happened? Damn, the arrow got...
You're 25. When are you going to grow up? And stop asking your mom to come down and cry and do this for you. Your mom should be enjoying the best days of her life, not dealing with someone who's 25 years old. You're a grown man. Court is calling 2023 CR 5280 State of Texas versus Kevin Alfred James Jones. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Lindsay Shaw for Mr. Jones.
And are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record for a moment. Probation, this is an application. We're back on the record. Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4,200 grams. Oh, off the record for a moment. So that you understand that the state is not waiving the enhancement paragraph. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And defense, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So what's being waived is count 1 only, correct?
that is correct.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Any objection to the waiver of count 1?
No objection.
All right. So What you're charged with in count 2 is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment for a second-degree felony is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If the state is able to prove the enhancement paragraph allegation, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S.
Yo, what's crazy is this is supposed to be a drug dealer. All right, somebody that's from the streets. Man, he walked into this courtroom like he owned the courtroom, right? Chin up, eyes cold. Like the judge was not even impressed. Like this ain't this ain't street law. This is state law. Notice how quickly the judge checked him, right, when he was in the beginning, right? That's not just discipline, it's performance of power. But ask yourself, right, is this courtroom correcting behavior or just flexing control? Like, was the judge flexing control? Was his behavior, my bad, I said the judge. Was the guy flexing control, or was this, some type of behavior like, how can I say? I'm mixing up my questions. This is why I need to write this shit down. All right. The way the judge came at him and checked him first, right, asking him when is he going to grow up and much more. Do y'all believe that that's courtroom correcting behavior or just flexing control? You see where I'm coming from? Was the, judge throwing around her authority? You see where I'm coming from? Or was she just, trying to show him some form of like, dude, like, I'm getting tired of this shit. Was she checking him, like, in a proper way? All right, because I'm trying to find the right words, right, to say without YouTube censoring me or telling me that I got to delete a portion of my damn live.
U.S. citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. You'd agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or more felonies. Punishment is to be assessed at 9 years in the prison. There's a $2,500 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2023 CR 4278, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 220 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense as charged in count 2, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest? That's what he said?
And to the enhancement paragraph, how do you plead? True or not true? State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Did exhibit number 1 with all its attachments.
No, Judge.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Yo, it's like every time she reads something, his facial expressions change. Like, I don't get it though. How old? He's like 40 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Let me read. Oh, it doesn't even say his age. Damn.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement paragraph true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Are you employed? That's either yes or no.
Are you employed?
No.
Oh,
All right. How long have you been unemployed?
Actual 9 to 5.
That's crazy when a grown ass man can't remember, yo. He a grown ass man. He can't remember when was the last time he had a 9 to 5. Imagine that, yo. How you can't remember how long you've been sitting in your mama couch selling drugs? See, that's the problem. You're probably in your 30s by now. I'm guessing he's got to be in his 30s. I don't know, probably in his mid-20s, early 30s. I'm not sure. But you should not be in your mama's couch. You should be out there, hustling, but not in them corners. All right? A 9 to 5 helping your mama out or in your own place. It's crazy how in the beginning of this video, the judge asked him, when are you going to grow up?
I'm not even sure. I do side jobs. Moving company.
What's the name of the company?
All right. If you are on probation in this court, I require a job, and I require a job where someone gives you a W-2. You understand?
Well, I'll have to own it soon. Moving company.
I can't even hear what he's saying.
You need to provide proof of that. Do you have any children?
Yes.
Ooh.
How many?
Hold the fuck up. Wait. I'm sorry. You know what? It just came out. You got 2 children, no job, and you live in your mama house? Oh, no. See the problem with society? And not all men are like this. All right? These are just some men out there. And what's crazy, right? These are the type of men females like going to. The ones that are still in their mama couch. And time after time, not all females, some of these females, all right, because not all females, right? I'm saying it right. Not all females could be called women, all right? And they, unfortunately. But some of these females, this is what they like going to. This is what they gravitated to. The men like this. Why? Lord have mercy, I don't know. We don't know.
What are their ages?
4 and 1 boy.
Who do you live with?
I sound like I'm on mute?
Oh my goodness.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? For everything, and that includes marijuana, alcohol, all of that.
I feel a little dirty.
Have you ever used anything other than marijuana? That's either yes or no. We're not doing notes. We're not doing all of this. And I don't understand. I'm getting some attitude from you, and I don't understand that.
Guys, anybody in the chat, can somebody let me know? Over here it doesn't show that I'm on mute. Hold on. I need to find. I sound like I'm on mute? Am I on mute?
If you're drug tested today, what are the results?
Can somebody listen? I'm gonna pause it real quick. I need somebody to let me know in the comments down below. Am I on mute? All right. So we're gonna let the video play. I thought I was really on mute. I was like, wait, there's no point in talking if I'm on mute. All right, bet. Thank you, Miss April Showers. Thank you so much. Let me let the video play real quick while I deal with something.
If you want to wear a Michael Jordan jersey, Michael Jordan could afford to have attitude because he was exhibiting greatness. You are not. So there's to be no attitude towards me in this court. Do you understand? And you will get a job. Do you understand? Am I speaking a foreign language to you? All right, then you need to answer my question. Do you understand that you will get a job?
Should I do that job?
All right. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to step back. You'll wait. I'll take up sentencing later. And counsel, if you want to speak to your client about his attitude.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 5280, State of Texas versus Kevin Jones. Defense
Charles Bunk.
and state.
Jason Garrett.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 9 years in prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs, and he needs to be tested for levels. There's a $2,500 fine. That'll be probated. What are the court costs in this case, please? Take in consideration 2023 CR 4278. There's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 220 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to ask for parenting classes. Once he completes that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. What's the cost? All right, the court costs in this case are $325. Will you be able to pay that in installments?
Yes.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is wild, yo. Like, oh shit, we got the word in the building. He was in the bushes. Oh shit, the Undertaker came out the bushes, yo. Damn. I had to deal with something with somebody real quick, man. But I want y'all to peep how in this case, this judge had to sit here and he had to check this grown man. This grown man that should know, right from wrong. All right. That's why I asked earlier, what does it say about our society? I mean, Miss April. My bad. Why is emotional pain only validated when it's visible and maternal? All right. What's crazy is we got a mother, right? This is the first time y'all about to hit. In a few minutes, we're about to hit like him coming in to the courtroom for the second time. All right. And the second time he drags his mom into this courtroom, right? Like, are we sentencing individuals or sentencing generations of systemic neglect? Like, is there a way that, that people can advocate for trauma-informed justice, push for policies that consider, social, how can I say? It's hard to pronounce the word, all right? So don't laugh at a shorty. Social-economic, all right? And I don't know if anybody knows what that means, all right? So just in case, right, I'm going to say it's social-economic and psychological histories in sentencing, all right? Now, I'm going to get the definition of this for y'all and leave it in the comments down below, all right? I'm hoping that I could fit this all down there in the comments down below. Let me see, where am I at? I'm over here. He said I'd be chilling in the ruptures. All right. So down below, I am putting the definition of what I just said. All right. And also, Oh, I gotta make sure I'm in the right place where I'm putting this. All right, my bad. What's crazy, right? When it comes to this case, right? It's not the first time that I'm not gonna say young man because he's nowhere near young. I swear to God, he's like around his mid-20s, probably late 20s, early 30s, or mid-30s. Maybe I'm wrong, but we got a grown man living in his mama house, no job, 2 children, right? And even though we didn't see the mom, I want to find the full video. But he brought his mom to this court case too, right? Like, what happens when love becomes leverage in a courtroom? Like, is there nobody, like, is there a way that we can educate families on boundaries and emotional resilience, empower loved ones to support without being weaponized in legal battles? Because I feel as though that what he is doing with his mom is a form of manipulation to try to get the judge to give him a more lenient sentence. But maybe I'm wrong. And y'all could correct me. I mean, maybe, listen, the whole point of this, let's get different perspectives. Let's get different points of views. You see where I'm coming from?
All right.
Yes. Did you say 9 years probated for 8?
Yes. All right. If he completes everything successfully, then he can always come back.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Counsel, did you have a chance to speak with probation?
Okay, I got you.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 5280, State of Texas versus Kevin Alfred James Jones. Could I have parties announce?
All right. So like I was saying earlier, right? He comes to court twice, right? And now this is the twist. He comes back with his mother, right? Crying, pleading, and suddenly the courtroom shifts. It's no longer just legal, it's emotional warfare. Her tears aren't just for her sons. They're for every sleepless night, every missed opportunity, every system that failed them both. But what's crazy, who failed who first? And, you know, once you reach a certain age, right, you know, you should know right from wrong. So once he reached a certain age, right, it's more his fault than what it ever was his mama's fault. Maybe I'm saying this wrong, maybe I'm not, but I'm hoping y'all understand where I'm coming from.
For the record for the state.
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense.
David A. Garcia, attorney for Kevin Jones.
And are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Kevin Alfred James Jones who was placed on community supervision in 2023, CR 5280, for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on January 22nd, 2024 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 1 on or about the 22nd day of May 2024 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant Kevin Alfred James Jones committed the offense of evading arrest or detention in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, we'll waive the
Barely got a voice.
No objection.
He not even speaking up.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 9 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's Your Honor.
Yes.
And it's a deny the motion to revoke, continue in willingness probation. The state is taking into consideration clause number 766366 and also to have the individual attend state ISF. That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. So why is he continuing to violate? I mean, why is he violating probation?
Well,
He don't care. You need to get harsher. Judges need to get more harsher on these mofos that keep coming back and keep. Oh, you want to come back? Look at how many birds are outside my window. Count them. Hopefully there's not 2. Maybe there's like 10 of them roaming around in the, sky and shit like that. Damn. I would give them, a real harsh sentence. But I'm not a judge. I ain't studied for that. You see where I'm coming from? That's her field. But let's continue.
Judge, if you look at the three conditions, two of which have now been waived, the evading, I conferred with the state. It was something I've actually filed a motion for continuance because when you look at the police report, it was an execution of a search warrant at a location not my client's. And he was outside of the house. When the police arrived, everyone ran. My client states that he heard bangs. He was fearing for his life. So he ran and hid. And they found him hiding behind a shed in the area.
Nothing but excuses, but we know these judges are paid. I mean, these lawyers are paid, right, to defend their clients, right? Whether it's a lie or not. But this is nothing but excuses. All right, the more lenient she is with him, the more he's going to keep coming back and keep coming back. She need to sit his ass down in jail for a good minute. He ain't working anyways. Shit, fuck it. Go in there and become more of a slave. Like, shit, you should have just taken the 9-to-5 plantation job. Now you're going to be a whole slave, working for pennies an hour.
Report from the probation department shows he's been clean. So that was a stupid mistake, Judge. The state and I looked at it. The motion was to get the video, but we worked out this deal. He's been sitting in jail for 2 months.
Okay, and?
His mother's present, who supports him, loves him. Other than that, the other violation was something about proof of change of address. And I think when he was arrested, he gave I think his father's address or something, which is different. And then I think the last one was not completing community service or something like that. So he's been working on doing well. We're hoping that the three months in ISF will make sure that he understands he cannot afford any mistakes. And we're hoping that you grant him this opportunity to prove himself and keep him on probation.
All right, and state with regards to this evading, I haven't seen the police report.
Would you like the I mean, pretty much the rendition is that it was a drug house.
She should have been had the police report. Why didn't she have? I can't, man. But her face says it all. I just want to see the part, man, where, the mom comes and crying, yada, yada, yada. I want y'all to see that part.
That he was standing outside of with another gentleman. When the officers arrived at DPS, they did run off and did not stop when asked to stop, and that's to be evaded.
All right, thank you. You may continue to confer.
Thank you.
Why is it takes people to get arrested to decide they're going to change their life and they want to do things differently? He should not have even been outside a known drug house. And I don't want to hear, I didn't know it was a known drug house, because if you live in a neighborhood, no matter where you stay, you know what house is the house that you shouldn't be at.
Because he was there. He was in there. And he's going to keep doing the same thing time after time. He has no fucking job. That's the only way he can make a little bit of money, whether it's to get high, to pay for the munchies, or, to give mama some money so she could, sit here and squirt some milk out her titty for him and put that shit in the freezer for every time he need it. Because goddamn, Mo can't even remember the last time he had a 9-to-5.
I think the gentleman he was speaking to was his uncle, which doesn't excuse where he was, Judge, but
look at
that's the situation we have.
And doesn't excuse giving fake addresses, doesn't excuse any of this.
Keep going, Judge. How old are you?
5.
You want to raise your right hand for me?
How old?
How old are you? Excuse giving fake addresses, doesn't excuse any of this. How old are you?
25.
25.
You want to raise your right hand for me? You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Keegan Jones.
Do you know what your conditions of probation are?
Yes, sir.
Do you know part of your conditions of probation, you can't hang around people who've been in prison, who are out of prison, who are on probation? Do you realize that?
Yes, ma'am.
So, is your uncle out of prison, been on probation, any of those things?
10 years ago. Yes, ma'am.
You can't hang around him.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't hang around any family member who's been in and out, well, who's been to prison, out of prison, on probation. It's not allowed while you're on probation.
Oh shit. So wait a minute. So what if the majority of the family members you were around have been in prison for like, I mean, have been in prison like 10 years ago, 15 years ago? You still can't, where the fuck does he go if the majority of his family members are nothing but inmates? You know, how can I say ex-cons?
Do you want to go to prison? Then why are you behaving like you want to go to prison? Why? Why? You're 25. When are you going to grow up? And stop asking your mom to come down and cry and do this for you. Your mom should be enjoying the best days of her life, not dealing with someone who's 25 years old. You're a grown man and you're behaving like a child. When's the last time you had employment?
Before this happened.
Doing what?
Working at a moving company.
And how far did you go in school?
So this go around. So it seems like after the first time that he saw the judge, which was in the beginning of the damn video over here when he had the red shirt, all right, there he couldn't remember when was the last time he had a job. Over here, it was before all happened.
I graduated.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? Other than hanging out with people you shouldn't be hanging around.
Facts.
Need to stay out of trouble.
Well, everybody, I'm staying out of trouble. Are you staying out of trouble?
I try, Judge.
Everybody's staying out of trouble, unless it's good trouble.
Yes,
You're staying in bad trouble. And then you come to the court and you want to beg me to give you another chance. And you bring your mom down here when she has to pay for parking. I don't know if she drove or if she took the bus, but she could have been doing something else with her day.
Yes,
Instead, she's dealing with a grown man who don't want to behave well. Probation, is this what you all are asking for? Yes. All right, I'll deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions.
So is he going to jail?
To include.
Oh no, wait.
The MRT.
So what's going to happen?
ISF. And upon release, I want him on GPS. And it's going to be partial. And it's for employment only.
Who?
So what that means is,
so now you can't even leave your house. You can't have no excuses from home to work. See, now listen, see, house arrest. That's fucked up. You had to have a judge intervene. Well, what's crazy is the mama has to have a judge intervene, right? Like another mother, right? Or another role model, right? To sit his ass down. Let me put it like this. Is sentencing a criminal, is she, how can I say it? Is she sentencing a criminal or a product of neglect, poverty, and systemic abandonment? Which one? Is he a criminal, a product of neglect? Is he a product of poverty? Is he a product of systematic abandonment? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, what's crazy, right? Because when the mom jumps in to defend him, I don't think she makes it any better. Like, what does it mean when a judge becomes the only father figure some defendants ever face? Like, is there a way to rebuild family and community structures that offer guidance, discipline, and love so courtrooms aren't the last resort for moral correction?
Is
No,
you're
no.
going to be on GPS. The only thing you're allowed to do on GPS is go to work and go back home. Who are you going to be living with?
His mama.
Mother,
Does your mom want you living with her?
yes,
Did you ask her? That's either yes or no.
yes,
If I call her up here, is she gonna say you asked her, can I live with you?
yes.
All right, so I see you looking up to see. Is he allowed to stay with you?
Yeah.
But he's gonna abide by what I say.
All right, if you can come forward, please. Move over there. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Is that his grandma
All
or
right.
his mom?
Is this your son?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's my screen. Is that his grandmom or his mom? I don't know. She got a deep voice. I thought she was a grandma. She should have wore a bra to court. She got one titty sagging to the side.
All right, he's saying that he has your permission to live at your home. Is he allowed to live at your home?
Yes, he is.
All right, so he's going to be on GPS. He will only be allowed to go to work, then he has to come home.
Yes, ma'am.
If he violates those conditions, a motion to revoke is going to be filed.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you think your son needs to be successful?
If I tell you,
No, tell me.
you need to listen.
Okay.
I say, people are the wrong. Your choices of the people are the wrong thing in your mind. You can't get over. You know, he was raised.
Don't it sound like she's saying the right things, but it's taking her so long to find the words within her head so that she can convince the judge, oh yes, he's staying with me, but he has to abide by my rules. But why he didn't do that the last time or before? What happened when he was a teenager and before he came? You know, it seems like this mom is an what's the word? An enabler. I hope I said it right.
Is the correct way. So what he has done is it doesn't make any sense. Following somebody is no good. Be a leader.
Mhm.
That's what I try to teach him. You know.
Ma'am, he's not 15 years old no more. He's 25.
He's a good kid. He really enjoys
He's not a kid. He's a grown ass man.
who he is. It's just like I say, following the wrong, even family. Because I have to cut mine out too.
Mhm.
You know, so he will work. He helps me out with everything. He's a good kid, very valuable and everything. And not to bring up when he was with you first time, I told him, you went up there and you let that lady tell you when you shouldn't have even acted like she wasn't talking to you. And I told him, you are to apologize to her. You know, that's the proper thing. That is the proper thing because he wasn't raised like that. You know, I love him to death, but I will. And he has left home before. I told him, you think you're going to run around here and do what you want to do, get your things and go. I'm not going to deal with that.
So why are you here begging for his case?
You know, I spoke with him this time. Yes, he did. You know, my mama do the right thing. Okay, because I will call the police. I don't have a problem with that because I don't need the headache.
All right, so let me just tell you, I'm going to make sure you give your address to probation because when he's released from custody, that's where he's going to be staying. And she will give you the phone number of who his probation officer is going to be.
Yes, and I do believe as far as that address thing, on his ID is 522.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. I'm going to continue him. We're starting from ground zero right now.
Oh my God,
so
here go the
he's going to know where he needs to stay, and that's where we'll be, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And Judge, regarding the GP,
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Oh my God, you don't know how much this meant. For the first time, I was so, I was up here, and I wasn't ratchet. For the first time, even though I didn't wear a bra to court, I wasn't ratchet. But I want you to understand, he wasn't raised like this. My kid, my kid is a good boy, Judge, please. Just this time. If he messes up again, I'll put my foot up his ass, Judge. But just this time, just know I accept him in my house. Man, if you don't stop encouraging your son.
yes, can
All
we
right.
waive the fees?
Oh, just 1 second. Come back up, Mr. Jones. All right. Oh, don't be bowing your head like you have some kind of shame. Your mother is saving your life. You understand?
Yes.
All right.
So if the mama wasn't there, y'all think the judge would have been harsher on him?
The court is going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include MRT, ISF upon release, and he's to remain in custody until transferred to ISF cognitive. There's going to be GPS partial for employment only, waive GPS fees, and it's going to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. And you are to reside with your mother until further notice.
That's state ISF, right, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You may think you're an adult, but guess what? You're going to be living in your mom's home. So she has her rules.
Where he's been living for the longest. I can't believe she fell for it. She fell for it, man. See, this is why I like watching the full videos and not just, little short 2-minute clips, 3-minute clips, right? 5-minute clips. Even though I know the video was a little longer, I wish we would have gotten, a little more of it, but hey, it showed enough that, we got the context out of it, all right? Like, is redemption possible without remorse, or is remorse just another performance, all right? Is there a way to teach emotional literacy and self-awareness in schools, right? And how can I say it? Not just in schools, but in reentry programs, right? Redemption must be rooted in genuine transformation, not courtroom tactics, right? Not, these things need to be taught at home first. But, some kids don't have that proper guidance and that proper support. So I feel as though, we got to try to catch the bad apples while we can. Because what happens when a bad apple, right, comes in contact with the good apple, all right? I've been trying to break that down in different ways, right? Every time I call them on live, like I try to say it different ways so that people could probably get a better understanding of what I'm trying to say, all right? How do we break the cycle, right? How do we break the cycle when pain is inherited, right? Injustice is delayed. Is there a way to center healing and justice? Support, how can I say, intergenerational therapy somehow, and that could only be done by, it's crazy, right? Let me, because I don't know how to break it down. I'm sure as hell not word, all right? Intergenerational, I think is how it's pronounced, all right? Intergenerational therapy, also known as, right, transgenerational therapy, is a form of family therapy that explores how patterns of behavior, emotional responses, and roles are passed down through generations. It acknowledges that past family experiences and dynamics can significantly influence present-day relationships and well-being. The goal is to help individuals and families understand these patterns, identify potential issues, and develop healthier ways of interacting. All right. For those of y'all that, just in case was wondering what the word meant. All right. So I see that nobody left no comments on this topic down below. All right. So let me get the next topic ready for y'all. All right. And while I'm doing that, all right, I want y'all, I want y'all to know, right, this wasn't just a courtroom drama, right? It was a masterclass in emotional manipulation, right? Systemic failure in the weaponization of motherhood. We saw a man try to dodge accountability, right? But we also saw a mother used as a shield. And that's the tragedy when love becomes leverage and pain becomes performance. So ask yourself, what kind of justice are we really witnessing? And more importantly, what kind of justice are we willing to fight for? If this topic hits you, share, right? Share it, talk about it. Don't just react, reflect, because the courtroom might close, but the conversation shouldn't. All right. And before we move on to the next topic, right? Like, this isn't like I was just saying a minute ago, right? This isn't just another courtroom clip, all right? A clip. It's a mirror, all right? We just talked about a grown man facing 20 years, dragging his mother into the courtroom, right, to cry for mercy. All right, that's practically what she did in a, how can I say, most mannerable, respectful way, after ignoring every lifeline she threw at him. And we're supposed to call that justice? Nah, that's emotional warfare, right? That's generational pain playing out in real time. All right. But here's what they don't want us to remember. All right. We came from a blueprint. Our ancestors didn't survive by begging. They built. They resisted. They passed down codes of honors, accountability, and communal strength. Somewhere along the way, we got disconnected. How can I say it? We started mistaking pain for power, silence for survival, and manipulation for masculinity. There you go. Damn, Ray, why was you just saying that? Listen, I apologize for the mispronunciation and the tongue twist, all right? I'm not just here, okay? I'm not just here to react, all right? I'm here to remind, all right, to reach as many as I can and say, wake up, reclaim, all right? Reclaim the blueprint. Stop performing pain and start healing, all right? Start healing it. Our mothers shouldn't have to cry in courtrooms to prove our worth. Our ancestors already did the crying, the fighting. The blueprint, it's time we follow it. All right. So let's speak on it. Let's build with it, because the system profits off our forgetfulness. All right. And I'm here to make sure we remember. All right, y'all. We about to, dive into the next case. All right, the next topic. All right, and this is supposed to be a rude mom, right? A rude mom and kid kicked out of court by Judge Simpson. All right, and this happened. Well, it got uploaded 7/18/25. All right, that's when it got uploaded. I'm not gonna say it happened that exact date. All right, but that's the day it got uploaded onto social media. All right. And before we dive into this wild courtroom moment, which, it's going to be a little boring for a few, all right? But, like, before we dive into this wild courtroom moment, I want, to ground us in something deeper. We're not just here to react, all right? We're here to reflect, to reclaim, to remember. Our ancestors, right, endured systems designed to humiliate, silence, all right, and erase them. Today, those same systems still play out, just dressed in new robes and courtroom decorum, all right? What you're about to witness isn't just a viral moment. It's a mirror, a mother defiant and raw, all right? Clashing with a judge who represents order, control, and the state. But beneath the surface, there's trauma, there's powerlessness, all right? There's a system that criminalizes emotion and punishes poverty. So as we react, let's not just laugh or judge. Let's ask, what does this moment reveal about how justice is performed and who's it really for? All right? Why do we, why do we expect people to, how can I say it? Why do we expect people to, why do we expect people to be calm in spaces designed to strip them of dignity? Like, is this mother's defiance, is this mother's defiance, is it disrespect or survival? I want y'all to take a look at this.
It's YPF 16
Okay.
LLC versus Kiera Fleming.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fanti on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Kiera Fleming.
All right, where are we on this case?
Ms. Fleming has a balance of $4,298.39. She indicates that she mailed the rental assistance form to the court on Wednesday.
She mailed it on Wednesday?
All right, so this looking like a case between tenant and landlord.
Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't really hear you, but I thought you said mail it in, so I mailed it in.
Well, it needs to
Proof
be at
that
the court by
I filled out an SIR with my tracking number and everything. I mean, an SER.
I don't have it.
Well, I sent it in.
Your Honor, I'll leave it up to the court what the court wants to do. I don't think
Yeah.
her balance is $4,298.39. She's been on rapid rehousing with SOS paying their portion. She's never made a payment to my client. And
Damn! Yo, she's been freeloading off the system. She got on housing and she got all, listen, what's crazy is, right, they accepted her at, through emergency housing, which means she didn't have nowhere to go. She followed whatever she had to follow through, right, to, through the homeless shelters. It probably didn't work out there. Since it didn't work out in the homeless shelter, right, and she didn't have nowhere to go, they probably approved her for this rapid housing, all right, which is an emergency housing, all right. And what's crazy, how you get in and fuck up like this? How you don't pay your portion of the rent, which is cheap? The government pays the other portion. Lord have mercy.
I reached out, and from what she has said, so I reached out to SOS to see if they were going to be able to help her with the balance. What she indicated to me
Anyways,
was,
can I talk? They're not going to be able to help. They're not going to be able to help with balance.
Ma'am.
Damn.
Let him finish and I will
He's
then hear
rude. I
from
don't
you.
like.
You want to know what? You don't try to overtalk me, because that will never happen.
That's fine.
Am I understood?
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna pass the matter. You go down, check your attitude, and then I'll call your case back up. Have a seat.
Yo, he had to check her like he was her father. This shit is crazy. What's going on with people? Like, yo, this is the era we living in. She is rude. Like, you should know when you go into court not to overtalk a judge. I'm dead serious. Why is it that people think they could just overtalk judges? Like, is this mother's defiance a symptom of disrespect or a survival tactic shaped by years of systemic neglect? How can we create spaces where emotional expression isn't criminalized but understood as a form of resistance? But that's not a form of resistance. All right? Her behavior is not a form of resistance. But for those that do need it, how can we create spaces where emotional expression isn't criminalized but understood as a form of resistance? Because there are people out here, right, that have to stand in front of a judge, right, that I'm gonna say, see, he's got that disciplined character. Like, yo, you're either gonna respect me or I'm gonna show you what my power could do. But you got some judges that are like, hey, I'm already in this chair. I'm going to show you what my power can do straight from the gate. They don't give the person a chance. You see where I'm coming from? They don't listen. Their mind is already made up before that person walks in front of them. All right. So I feel as though for situations like that, we do like need to find a way. How can we create spaces where emotional expression isn't criminalized but understood as a form of resistance? All right. What does it say about our justice system when laughter becomes the coping mechanism for chaos in the courtrooms? All right. Are judges trained like in trauma informed practices to better navigate like volatile situations? Like it's not violent. I was about to use the wrong word. Volatile.
Have a seat.
Man, you about to piss me off. Come on.
Yo, she said he about to piss me off. She had a pocket.
Keep back talking. You better take that out of here. Oh, don't give me that look. Lee, get her out of my courtroom. Get her out of my courtroom. Court passed that matter. Court does call the case of YPF 16 LLC versus Nakia Turner.
Your Honor, I'll wait for it.
That just messes up my whole day. Everybody else is gonna have a hard time with me now. You know, I was in a good mood and then it's just gonna take one person. It just takes one person and just messed up my whole attitude. You know? Nakia Turner. Let me, is David here? Hang on, Miss Lacy, let me break in here. YPF 16 LLC versus Kiera Fleming. Parties have returned. Mr. Terry, you were in the middle of your statement, sir.
Yes, her current balance is $4,123.39. Court costs of $175 for a total of $4298.39. She's been in rapid rehousing where SOS has been paying her portion and she's supposed to pay the rest. She has never made a payment. I reached out to SOS. They tried to reach out to her. And it's my understanding that the rapid rehousing ends at the end of July. So in August, she's gonna be responsible for the whole thing herself. She hasn't filed a rental assistance form. I don't think it's a tribal issue. In fact, we would ask the court.
Yo, she found a way to scam the shit out the system. Like, she did really find a way to scam them. I can't even ask, you know, the question that I was going to ask on some real shit, because I'm watching this video with y'all. But I wanted to ask, like, why are poor mothers expected to perform politeness in systems that have never protected them? Well, in this situation, she took advantage of the system. And look how hard she fell down, like, because she cheated to take advantage. Like, what role does generational trauma play in how marginalized people show up in legal spaces? Can community-led healing programs be integrated into court diversion strategies? Damn, I'm getting tongue twisted. Shit.
Court judgment.
Right, ma'am, what did you wish to say?
Anyway, like I was saying, SOS was paying my rent for 3 months without me having to pay anything. Like I told Miss Terry through SOS that I ended up losing my job, and I wasn't able to pay nothing at the moment. And I'm just now getting a job, and I wasn't able to pay nothing until today. But yeah, and I sent in my SER through the mail. I didn't know I had to come and actually bring it in. I don't have a car, so anytime I go anywhere, I have to get on a bus with my children.
Oh, her SAR. That's her. You know. That's the welfare application.
So I don't know if they bring the mail to y'all, but I definitely sent the SER to this courtroom with the judge with your name on it. Cedric Simpson.
Did,
But
I don't know. Maybe he's having a hard time believing her.
SOS doesn't stop. She said that I already filled the paperwork out yesterday when she came. They pay August, but after August, I won't be getting no more help from SOS. But I reached out to Hawk. They're able to help, and I did do an SCR with my caseworker, and I have an appointment with my caseworker on Monday for help, so I can get help with my rent. And I'm able to pay altogether $900 today, but that's all I can afford.
That's crazy. Out of $4,000, she's only able to pay $900. That's crazy. She still got $3,000. Oh, yeah. She still got $3,000. She still got $3,100 left to pay. No, 3,900.
well, if we get to August 1st, then August rent is gonna kick in, which means you're not gonna be.
No, August rent is paid by her, by SOS.
I'm gonna let you finish because I'm not gonna be interrupted again.
I'm sorry.
So what else did you want to say?
That's all I had to say. That's what I said. It was already paid. August month is already paid. That's why she came over yesterday and I filled out the paperwork. So August month to be paid. After August, September, I won't be getting no help after August, is what I'm telling you.
If
She's not understanding. They pay a portion of your rent. You're supposed to pay the other portion of your rent. Your rent is not paid. Your rent is not paid. See, they stop paying your portion, a portion of your rent in August. Your rent that you owe, right, that hasn't been paid in, has been accumulated. All you got to pay today, allegedly, according to her, was $900.
SOS pays in August what they paid in July, it would be $650 on a $1,300 apartment, which would mean she'd be responsible for the other $650.
That's not true.
But even without, let's assume that for the sake of argument that SOS is going to pay the whole thing. She still has a $4,200 balance, and I don't think there's any way that's going to be paid. And she hasn't filed the form, even though the previous person heard you just fine last week when you said we get it here within 5 days. It wasn't here within 5 days. We'd ask for a judgment today.
I did turn it in within 5 days. You said turn it in Wednesday, which I did turn it in Wednesday. And who is he to say that I won't have all of it paid? Like, you don't know that. I didn't know I can get as much help as I did until I reached out to all these companies. And I was unemployed for a while, which I just got a job. I just started working 3 weeks ago. So this is my first check. You have to wait 2 weeks in a hole to even get your first check.
Your Honor, I'm willing to extend the judgment, normally be the 28th. If we were to extend the judgment to August 4th.
There's no tribal issue for this court in regard to this case. I'll grant a judgment court possession with the redemption amount of the $4,298.39.
I'm just a little curious. What happened to this judge's hairline? Like, why is it all the way over there? And it looked like they did a strip on the side of his head. He should just get a baldy. He's getting bald on the top anyways. Yep, you can see it.
With the writ to issue August 4th, 2025. Thank you.
Can you tell me exactly what does that mean?
Oh my God.
Issued a judgment, the 429839 will need to be paid on or before August 4th of 2025. I've done it that way because if I grant an adjournment in this case, quite frankly, whatever the dispute is with the August rent would be added on to this figure, which I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
So it's a benefit that if you can find the funds to get this paid, You only have to pay this amount. Does not include anything for August.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
so you have to the 4th to get it paid.
Yeah, but last thing I gotta say is that when I talked to my SOS worker, Miss Terry, our agreement was for her to pay the full amount because she know I'm not gonna be able to pay the full amount. The money that I have now is going to be towards to the money I already owe. So August is already gonna be paid. Like the full amount is gonna be paid, so I won't have to worry about August.
Maybe you're not hearing me.
I'm
But
hearing
this
what you
issue,
said.
The judgment, I'm not dealing with August.
I know that. I'm just let you know for sure that's gonna be paid. That's all. But thank you. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Stop.
Nope, doesn't work.
It's not gonna work. This chick just showed us how stupid she is. Like, is it exploitation or survival when a woman manipulates housing systems designed to be, how can I say, are they really designed to be broken? They're really meant to help people, right? But because of women doing these things, right? We say nowadays, right? I'm not gonna say we. People are saying nowadays, systems designed to be broken, all right? Because the system is not broken, but the people within it, that's a whole nother conversation, right? Can we reframe the narrative to examine why the system, right, initiatives, manipulation? Can we advocate, for policy reform that prioritizes dignity, transparency, and economic mobility over punitive oversight? All right. And there's nobody in the chat right now, so I'm gonna just keep asking the questions. All right. Like, I would give it a few seconds, for people to say something, but I doubt anybody's gonna say nothing. These are sensitive topics, right? People run away from these conversations, but y'all are more than welcome to give y'all input, right? If the system rewards deception, right, should we be surprised when people learn to play the game? And that's what's crazy, because what she is doing is nothing more than what the system, what she was taught. All right, I'm not going to blame the system. Could this have been something that was taught to her by people around her, like her mother, her aunt, or siblings, or cousins, or, friends, or people within the community? All right. So could a solution be to promote education and mentorship programs that offer real alternatives to survival-based tactics, build pathways to ownership, not just temporary shelter? All right. Are we punishing women for being strategic in a system that was never built to protect them? How can we advocate for trauma-informed housing policies that recognize the intersection of poverty, gender, and systematic neglect, shift from punishment to empowerment? Because what's crazy is even though some of these people are in housing and they get approved for Section 8, right, sometimes the rent be out of pocket. And I be trying to figure it out. Like, and what's crazy is, right, the rent, they'll give you help for rent when it comes to Section 8 and housing, but when it comes to the bills, you get no support. Like, what does playing the system really mean when the system itself is a maze of contradictions? All right. Is there a way to call for simplification and transparency in housing assistance programs? All right. Use storytelling to humanize the issue and dismantle stereotypes. All right. So before we judge the hustle, let's ask, who built the game? If survival requires strategy, maybe the real question is, why does the system make honesty unaffordable? And I'm hoping y'all understand where I'm coming when it comes to this. All right. So So before we move on to the next topic, all right, guys, I want to leave y'all with this, right? This wasn't just a courtroom drama, all right? It was a performance of power. And we got to stop consuming, right? These moments like entertainment, because every time we do, we miss the real story, how poverty, race, and trauma collide in public spaces, and how the system responds with punishment instead of compassion. So let's flip the script. Let's stop asking why is she acting like that and start asking what has she been through to get here. All right. If you felt something, right? If you felt something watching this, anger, discomfort, even laughter, sit with it. All right. Then do something with it. Because justice isn't just justice, right? Justice isn't just what happens in courtrooms, right? It's what we demand in our communities. We got to stay loud, stay rooted, and stay ready. All right. So we're about to move into the next topic. And ain't no listen, I know, right? These are touchy subjects, and I think it's Friday night, about to hit Friday morning. I don't know what y'all doing, right, man? Welcome to Philly, baby. It's 11:13 p.m. here in North Philadelphia. HP in the building, yo. And like I told y'all, man, I would like to get y'all input on this, all right? Like, we need to have these type of conversations to see if we could, make improvement, if we can make change within the system, right? That y'all say is so broken, but to me, the system isn't broken. What we need to do is get the people that we put in charge, right, in the system out of there and put the ones that hopefully, maybe I'm going to say like that, help us out. Because it's hard to tell who's for us and who's not on some real shit. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But what I am going to do is sit here and have conversations with y'all, all right? Like, have a little round table. Because if y'all say it's broken, right, then it's the system versus us. What are we going to do about it?
They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. Can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion of nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deeper. This is me and you. And they say as time passed by, we'll heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never felt everything. You get me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror, looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything.
All right, y'all. So, before we dive into this case, I need us to pause and ask, who gets to be seen as struggling? And who gets labeled as selfish? Today's hearing isn't just about numbers, it's about power, accountability, and the emotional warfare that plays out in family courtrooms across this country. We're talking about Kate, who's melting down over child support errors, all right? And child support errors, and Tellis, who's been waiting for justice, but beneath the surface, we're witnessing a system that often weaponizes debt, punishes poverty, and leaves children caught in the crossfires. So let's strip away the drama and get into the truth. All right.
I'm telling you that the number goes up on the system is not an updated number, but you refuse to listen to me. So Mr. Tullis, basically, she's gonna have to start paying you $345, an additional $69 starting April 1st.
Okay. You said 30. You said she'll pay me what now? Let me write this down.
345. Plus an additional $69 a month.
Okay.
So
what if that's not met?
Starting April 1st.
What if that's not met? Because it's kind of been just like she'll start paying, I guess, when the court date is coming up, and then it just goes away. And my son is still, I'm fully with me, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, I guess I've been on the other side of things before when I haven't had a job and, haven't had, been on child support. And I've just seen the ball start rolling a little bit faster with license being suspended, the possibility of incarceration, things of that nature. When will this?
What we can do for Mr. Tullis?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Tullis, this is where we are right now. This is an adjudication of arrears, which means we needed to get that dollar amount solidified so that it's now a debt owed against her. It's never going to go away. So we have that in place. We're also going to monitor her payments. If she's not making her payments after 60 days, then automatic suspension for admin things such as driver's license, passports, tags, that start. At the end of 90 days, the case is normally referred over to my department, which is where we are right now, for review for a contempt action because she's eligible for contempting now. If the court finds that she's in contempt and she's not paying and she has the ability to pay, then what will happen is she will go ahead, the court will set a purge. If she doesn't pay the purge, then there's the possibility of incarceration. I need to caution everybody listening in that this is civil, this is not criminal. So Judge Reading doesn't have the legal authority to just lock someone up until they paid the full balance of a purge, because that's what we call debtor's prison, and you don't have that anymore here in Georgia. If she's not working because of barriers to like education, criminal records, or things like that, there are services that we can help give her that will get her on track so that your son is getting, or you're getting assistance for your son as needed. And because we've adjudicated this, I believe we may have Ms. Freeman reach out.
This is crazy, right? When the scripts are flipped, right? This hearing is about child support errors. All right, money Kate legally owes Tully for the care of their child. The state has already reviewed the evidence and determined the amount. Kate's disputing it, but the court isn't just here to argue numbers. It's here to enforce accountability. All right. What's crazy is when the scripts are flipped. Some women. I'm going to say some females. All right. Some females don't like it. They don't like what was aiming back at them when the mirror is pointed back at them. You see where I'm coming from? Like, my question before we continue, right? Wait, why does financial responsibility feel like a punishment when it's assigned to women, right? And not all women, some women, but like justice. I'm gonna put it like this: why does financial responsibility feel like punishment when it's assigned to some women, but like justice when it's assigned to men? All right. Are we really advocating for equality or just comfort within old power dynamics? Is there a way to reframe child support as a shared parental duty, not a gendered, how can I say, a gendered burden? Normalize female accountability in parenting conversations through media, education, and advocacy. Is it like a possibility to do that? Or am I like overthinking it or saying too much? Like, if women demand equal rights, why does equal financial responsibility trigger resentment instead of reflection? Is equality only empowering when it benefits us, right? And like, is there a way to encourage honest dialogue in feminist spaces, right, about the emotional labor and financial duties of parents, and regardless of gender, right? Build platforms where women can share their experiences paying child support without shame, right? Or how can I say, defensiveness, all right? Let's continue. And, listen, I would love to hear your comments down below, whether it's in the chat talking to a shorty, right? Or down below, while you're catching the replay, all right? Your comments do matter, all right?
I need to think about that and see if she's eligible for the PAC program or if she's not employed or something. But those things are happening right now. So nothing's different depending on whether you're male or female, mom or dad. Whoever is supposed to be paying that money to child support, the same steps happen. That happens.
That's some real shit. That's how it should be.
Okay.
As far as we're concerned, it's only about your son at this point. We play no favorites here.
Right, exactly.
Or at least I don't.
Yeah, I surely do appreciate it breaking that down for me. I just want to know how the process went. And that's kind of clearer. So like we're looking at now, April, you said, this 345 plus the additional 69 to start.
Yes. And if she's not paying child support like she's supposed to consistently now, then they'll start reaching out to her to ask if she needs services. And if she doesn't respond, then the regular, we have to do the admin part first, which is suspend licenses and all of that. And then it can come to contempt. And unfortunately, we may have to ask you to come back to say that you haven't received anything later on down the line. But that's how the process will go.
I mean, it's the same. The process is the same for men and women on some real shit. And like I'm glad when when the justice system goes towards the father, right? And I'm not saying all fathers, all right? I'm just speaking in general, right? There are a lot of men out here, right, that deserve to be a part of their kids' lives, but the mothers don't let them for whatever reason. They're the ones that want to get that income. You see where I'm coming from? But what's wrong with a working father, right? Sitting here taking care of their son, raising their son or daughter, right? And the mother that wants to be neglectful being the one that pays child support. You don't like it when the scripts are flipped, do you?
From here on out.
Let me add this that I know. She hasn't had license in years due to suspension of her license for drunk driving and things like that.
Oh, we don't need this because
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I understand.
But I guess my question is that a step that gets skipped if that's already has happened?
No, unfortunately not, because the way the law is set up. But we've had this case. We filed this case a while ago. So she may be eligible to be looked at for contempt more quickly if she's not been making payments consistently. I don't have her last on my notes.
It's like a man. If a father doesn't pay his child support, guess what happens to him? He's going to jail. So what's the difference with a woman? All right. And for those of you saying, "Oh, damn, why you coming at her like that? You're a woman. You should be on her side." No, ask yourself this one question: how did it get to the point where the father, right, is the one taking care of the child, and she's the one now paying child support? How did it get to the point where the scripts were flipped? Why are so many mothers being neglectful? All right, you can't consider them women. You can call them females. Yes, they got vaginas. They can give birth, but that don't mean that they a woman.
Agent, Ms. Freeman, can you see when her last payment was?
Her last payment was made on January 31st in the amount of $85.80.
Okay, that's relatively low. So, but
Very low.
a payment was made, and so that's going to trigger the clock to start over. But what I'm going to ask our PAC coordinator to do is reach out and see what's going on. If you can for me.
Yeah, I'll
and
go
then
ahead and
let
reach
me
out to
know.
her.
Because if I do need to file something, I can, if she can fit into the program, so that we can get consistent payments in.
And they get help. Look at that. Look
Okay,
at
Mr.
that.
Tell us I think you've heard Judge Manning talk about the PAC program a little bit, and what that's called is parent accountability. And what's different about that from fatherhood is that it's governed by the court. She still has to report to another judge, Judge Brasher, who meets with them once a month. And then Ms. Freeman, who is on the call with us today, will monitor her. She has weekly contact with the participants of PAC to make sure that they're on the right track to do. And if there are any other barriers, she can help provide services from the state. Not that this is the case with the current CP, but say, for instance, if a criminal record is preventing them from being able to get a job, the state will provide what's called a bond to assure the company that there will be no problems, and then that person can go work. So if there's a job out there, Ms. Freeman will find it for her.
There she is.
Okay.
There she
Will
is.
Will I get a copy of this?
Oh, she's back.
Oh, okay.
You got a whole attitude.
Yes. Okay, I believe. Well, okay. Well, we're done. So, Ms. Pate, what's happened is this was an adjudication of arrears. This is the last case on the calendar. And so the court proceeded to go forward because we need to let Mr. Tillis go back to work. The arrears were adjudicated at $4,292.59 as of February 28th. Your current child support payment is $345, and a repay of $69 has been added to begin on April the 1st.
When I looked into the system, the child support balance is only supposed to be $2,900. When I looked into the system, the child support balance is only supposed to be $2,932.59. That's the amount that's in the system. What's the $4,000?
Because when you look into the system, we can only start charging for the amount of time until we get to this, which is an adjudication of arrears. Mr. Tillis provided what's called an affidavit, which was in the packet that you received when you were served. And that's the amount that we are adjudicating right now. That has been added to that $2,000 in the system to bring your total up to.
But you're not supposed to add that to the $2,000. That's included in the $2,000. The reason why I'm saying
that's what court is. That's what court is for. That is literally why we are here
what
today.
I'm saying is,
hold on, ma'am. Listen to Ms. Clark Davis.
I hear her. No, what I was saying was the
You're not listening to her.
$1,000.
Talking over her, so I'm muting you. Go ahead, Ms. Clark Davis.
Chill. This is wild. Like, she is really over talking her. Like, how can we create a fair system that holds both men and women equally accountable for unpaid child support, right? Like, when it comes to the gender neutral enforcement policies, right, we need to ensure that child support laws and enforcement mechanisms, right, apply equally to all parents regardless of gender, right? We need to have bias training for families, court officials, right, trained judges, mediators, and enforcement of officers to recognize and eliminate gender bias in child support cases, all right? Public accountability campaigns, right? Normalize the expectation that both mothers and fathers are equally responsible for financial support, challenging societal double standards, all right? Because on some real shit, it's like they make it seem like the father is supposed to be sitting here and just giving the mother all this money, like he's not supposed to be, you know, co-parenting with her, or, you know, she's the one that has got this. But listen, we know that a lot of women are like Wonder Woman, all right? But we cannot take away the fact that some of these fathers out here are good too, all right? We got some good mothers, we got some good fathers, the same way we got some bad fathers and we got some bad mothers out here. We got a lot of Liliths in disguise on some real shit. A lot. A lot. Like, what steps can we take to prevent child support errors before they happen, regardless of the parents' genders? All right, whether it was a woman or a man. All right, can there be a mandatory financial planning for separating parents? Require parents to attend financial counseling sessions during divorce or custody proceedings, like to establish realistic child support agreements? Have an income-based child support calculations, all right? Use transparent income-based formulas to ensure payments are fair and manageable for both parents. We need early intervention programs, offer meditation and financial assistance, right, to prevent at risk of failing behind on payments before errors accumulate. Like in this situation, we don't know what she was doing. I can't speak for her, all right? I only know what has been said here in this Zoom session. So how can we address the emotional and psychological barriers that lead both men and women to avoid paying child support? And what's crazy is, right, I did a live, right? Y'all do know, it's a topic for another day. But, it's something that we talked about a little while back, how the child support system is a fraud. All right. Now go check that live out. I also have some uploads, right, speaking on it. Man, this whole topic is crazy. All right. But y'all not ready for that topic yet. But I feel as though, right, to address these emotional and psychological barriers, we need therapeutic support programs, right? Provide counseling to parents, right, struggling with guilt, resentment, or other emotions tied to child support obligations, right? Retroactive, right? I hope I said it right. Justice practices, right? Facilities, conversations between parents to address conversations between parents to address grievance and rebuild trust, focusing on the child well-being and community education. Launch campaigns that emphasize, right, the importance of child support as an act of love, responsibility, and not punishment. Whew. Why do some women weaponize motherhood to avoid accountability while criticizing men for doing the same thing? Like, is motherhood being used as a shield or as a sword? Is there a way to advocate for parents and models, right, that prioritize the child's well-being over ego battles, promote restorative justice approaches in family court that focuses on healing and not punishment? What does it say about our culture when a woman paying child support is seen as a failure, but a man doing the same is seen as fulfilling his duty? Are we still trapped in outdated gender scripts? Challenge media portrayals, right? We need to challenge media portrayals and societal narratives that stigmatize women who aren't primary caregivers. Push for inclusive storytelling that shows diverse parenting roles, right? We need to speak on both sides, all right? not just on the woman, the mother. All right, she was an only mother and she didn't have the father. Guess what? There are women out here that are deadbeats just like men out here are deadbeats. All right, but what is a deadbeat? And are they truly deadbeats?
So we can't put on the system the arrears affidavit until the amount that's on the arrears until we've had a hearing. We had a hearing today and we added that information to the system, which is why the total is now combined to the additional amount. The other thing was this case did not have an arrears repay added to it. So that's where the $69 extra a month is coming for to pay down the balance. Now, if you have proof today that you have paid Mr. Tullis that money from the affidavit, we're open to seeing the receipts.
Yo, you know what's funny? Some women don't even know what to do when they have to walk a mile in that man's shoes. All right? They don't know what to do when they have to sit here and the scripts are flipped. And this is why I tell some people, man, sometimes you got to look in the mirror, man. Some of these females out here ain't shit. Yo, and I'm not saying that she's not shit, all right? I'm just speaking in general, all right? Because look at her face. Like, that's why I told like, I had a whole conversation with this lady one day, right? And she was calling her baby daddy a deadbeat, but the man was working 3 shifts. You see where I'm coming from? And every time he got a chance, he would come and see his child every day. He found a way, right? But she kept calling him a deadbeat. And even though that the state was taking child support from him, he always found a way to get his child gifts during Christmas, birthdays, holidays. You see where I'm coming from? Every time he saw his child, left him with some bread in his hand, right? But yet the mother was saying, here, I need more, I need more. I'm sitting here like, yo, it's crazy because I can compare her kind of in a way to another chick that I know, right? That only calls her baby daddy, right? When whatever guy she has around isn't around and she doesn't want him around, right? Like she's fed up with that person. Well, I need, to be a father in my daughter's life. What? Now this person could be, a father. Other than that, he's blocked. She moves from place to place just so he doesn't know where she's at. I'm sitting here like the manipulation that you use, ladies. Like, y'all can't keep playing around with these men that are trying to do what they gotta do. All right. And yes, I said men, not little boys. Ladies, stop playing around with these men that are doing what they gotta do. I ain't mad when the system sits here and flips the script around on a chick, right? That's doing the same to a man on some real shit. Like, I told this chick the last time, the one that I was having the conversation with, you claim all this, right? But at the end of the day, once your welfare is gone, disability checks is gone, all that is out the way, and you're forced to work, you're not going to like it. But look how karma, listen, I tell people karma goes both ways, all right? It could either be your friend, all right? Or it could either cause you chaos. So you got to watch what you do in life. Because not everything that glitters is gold in the sand. All right?
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. When we receive the complaint for child support, when it says that we owe the $1,360, and that's as of 7/7/2022. The only thing that's added to the $1,360 after that is the $354 that's supposed to be paid monthly. Mr. Tullis has received monies through IWO, and he's also received monies through direct payment. So another arrears affidavit needs to be completed by Mr. Tullis.
Do you have proof and receipts?
As of January 31st, Mr. Tullis has received at least a payment of $1,000 on the case. So that arrears balance needs to be done over. The $4,000 is not correct.
Your Honor, do you need to hear the testimony again with Ms. Pate currently present, or does the court want to rely on the testimony that was given earlier?
I mean, I heard this testimony was given earlier. I'm fine.
So that's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So if the system says that I only owe $2,930 something as of January 31st, then we don't add the $1,360 to the $2,900. The $1,300 is as of July 2022. The $2,900 is as of February 2023.
That's $3
If we
and some
do 3
change.
times 12, that's like what?
She's frozen, and I'm absolutely happy with I mean, she hasn't presented anything other than what she thinks that the math is done wrong.
Thank you, Your Honor. Then
Is
we
she
have
free?
be the final order of the court. Mr. Tillis, am I frozen too?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Tillis, then everything stands as we discussed just a moment ago. Ms. Freeman, I still need you to reach out to Ms. Tate when you have a moment to see if she needs any additional services.
Oh shit, the chick left?
Information today?
Oh, she comes back.
Yes, sir. Well,
Okay.
as soon as the court signs the order, you'll receive a copy in the mail.
Okay.
Oh, if you
All
put
right.
your email address in the copy the email address out of the chat, which is court120@dhs.ga.gov. Send a message to that email on Friday or after Friday, and we'll send you a copy of the order.
Yo, she is mad.
I don't have it in my chat. Can you say it to me one more time so I can write it down?
Yes, it's court, COURT 120@dhs.ga.
Yo, she is mad. Her facial expression say it all. Ladies, stop playing with these men out here, man. I don't listen. I wouldn't get mad at a man that takes a woman to child support on some real shit. Because what's crazy, like, listen, man, you wouldn't like it when the scripture flips. Stop putting these men through hell, the ones that are good. All right, y'all sit here and put, these bums on pedestals and put the good ones through hell, and then want to sit here and complain. Then when the scripts are flipped, y'all cannot even walk a mile in these men's shoes.
.gov.
At DHS.
Which is GA. .gov.
.gov. And you said I need to send an email to you guys, or you?
Yes, if you will send an email to us so that we have your email address, we'll send you a copy of the order.
Okay, so
Thank you.
All right, so I just went on the system now, and the arrears balance is only $3,277.59.
System's not an updated number.
Do you guys?
The updated number is $3,277.59.
Updated number.
Do you guys still need me?
No,
now,
sir.
the order has only been in effect since 2021. It's only 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Tullis.
Your Honor,
I don't like
Tullis.
that. I don't care what's right. And this is what I be talking about.
Yo, she's snapping.
I want to be on my case. I do not owe no $4,000. I only owe $3,277.59, and that needs to be the balance of the owner arrears.
The number that is on.
You don't add $1,000. No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The number that is on the system.
You're illegally
maintained number. The number on the system, once again, is not an updated number. It is behind. Stop unmuting, because the more you talk over me, I will continue to mute you. I'm telling you that the number shows up on the system is
ratchet.
not an updated number.
Yo, she is ratchet.
Listen to me.
Man, what will I get?
It's not an updated number.
Because I
You
don't
are
have
not
no
listening. Okay, unmute yourself one more time, and I will remove you. That's it. Goodbye. All right.
That was wild. She said, "That's it. Goodbye." Bull. How can we shift the cultural narrative to emphasize, right? Share responsibility for a child support, right? I feel as though media campaigns will help, right? Highlight stories of both mothers and fathers who fulfill their child support obligations, breaking stereotypes. School-based education, right? Teach young people about financial responsibility and co-parenting to prepare them for future family roles. All right. Community conversations, host forums where parents, right? Where parents can share experiences and solutions, fostering a culture of mutual accountability. All right, Ray, we're not talking about mental health today. All right, we're talking about co-parenting. All right. So let's be real. When a judge has to step in and tell you how to support your own child, that's not just a legal failure. That's parenting failure, all right? The courtroom should never have to play referee between two grown adults who brought life into this world, all right? If you were doing better emotionally, financially, and spiritually, you wouldn't need a judge acting like a third parent, all right? Child support isn't about punishment, it's about responsibility. And if you're dodging payments, ducking accountability, or weaponizing your emotions to avoid doing what's right, then you're not just failing the system, you're failing your child. We need to stop normalizing court order compassion, right? Stop waiting for a judge to force to show up, because real parenting doesn't start with, how can I say, a subpoena. It starts with integrity. Integrity, all right? I can never say the word right, but there's a lot of words I can't say right. Shit, I need to get it together, all right? It starts with showing up even when it's hard. It starts with putting your child's needs above your pride. On some real shit, pull that ego to the side. So if you're in this, how can I say it? If you're in that courtroom today, right? If you're in a courtroom today, right? Ask yourself, what would change if I stopped making excuses and started making amends? All right? Because the truth, right? The truth is the judge isn't the problem. The problem is that too many parents treat responsibility like an option, and that ends now. We doing too much on some real shit. I mean, I'm not gonna say we, all right? There's a lot of parents out there doing too much. So when will they learn to co-parent, all right? Oh, I got some money. I got paid on that game. I need to go check that out. All right. Listen, man, I shake my head, right? Because it's wild how quick some women are to scream deadbeat when a man falls short, but go silent when it's their turn to step up, all right? The moment child support flips, suddenly it's unfair, traumatizing, or he's trying to ruin me. No, that's accountability knocking. Co-parenting ain't about control. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for the child, not just when convenient on when you're on, how can I say, when you're the one calling the shots, all right? Some women weaponize motherhood thinking, right, it exempts them from, how can I say, responsibility. But if you're really about the child, then the system flipping on you shouldn't feel like betrayal. It should feel like balance. All right? We can't preach equality and dodge the parts that sting. We can't demand justice for ourselves and deny it to others. All right? If we want to raise healed children, like if we want to raise whole healed children, all right, we need to I don't know what's going on. All right, we got to stop playing tug of war with their lives, all right, and start building bridges. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're playing tug of war with their kids, all right? We need to build bridges, all right, instead of building walls. Because a lot of parents, too, we got to apportion where they're not just playing tug of war with the kids, all right? We got parents that are also building walls. What we need to do is start building bridges. All right. Co-parenting is a mindset of maturity. And a lot of these parents are out here having kids being immature. All right. A mission. That's what it is. And until we stop using kids as leverage and start using love as leadership, we'll keep repeating the same toxic cycles. All right. So the question is, when will we learn? When will we stop making excuses and start making peace for the sake of the next generation? What is you waiting for? All right? That's why I always say, believe all women, that's not always true. There are some men out here, all right, that are better fathers than what women are. And today's live is not to bash or bring anybody's down, all right? It's to bring awareness, all right? I'm calling out where we as humans are fucking up. And not me, all right? Not you or you. I'm just speaking in general. It could be anybody, all right? Because we're not just specifically speaking on one person, all right? There's a number of people out there that are like this, all right? And the change starts within us. You want change, you need to improve. Improve you, improve the things around you, all right? And women, stop calling men deadbeat, because some of you, no, females, stop calling men deadbeat, because some of you can never walk a mile in a real man's fucking shoe, all right? The same way men can never walk a mile in women's shoes, all right?
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's a commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise. But partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue. In a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around. Then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.
It's like my arms are twitching, and I don't know if the weight balance when I'm trying to work my arm out or something, but the twitching and shit.
It does balance it up. It makes you arm.
So when I'm doing it without it, my arm starts twitching. This shit, I'll get it. Plus, he said that I need to train with somebody because doing the workouts from watching it on TV is not the same. I was looking funny as shit. I was like, my whole life I've been doing it like this, and nobody told me I was doing some shit wrong. I got a female and a guy. It's a shame. Telling me that shit.
You got a female what?
A guy, oh shit, I gotta get off this,
Alright, I thought you said.
No, not sure. I'm already done.